Wow, are such great defensive players also, and we're going to get a look at that tonight. And the same thing with Nazareth. You know, they talk about Matson scoring 4 touchdowns a game, but where I think Nazareth really got hurt was when he was lost defensively. It really takes a little bit of that defensive power away from both teams to lose players like that.
We're going to see one of the best backfields in the Valley in Catasauqua. We're going to see 2 of the best backs going at each other in Madsen and Linton. Talk about Nazareth for a quick moment. They lost 4 of their first 5 games and have come back strong with 4 straight wins.
Well, it was a lot of injuries early, and you don't like to make excuses, but certainly when you have to play underclassmen early in the season, especially offensively, you know, you make a lot of mistakes. You make a lot of sophomore mistakes, and that's what happened to Nazareth. They are healthy now. They have everybody back, and they're ready to go. I mean, the 5-1 in league play is what is impressive. They did play some very tough teams early in the year. I mean, it's no shame to lose to Easton. No. Everybody else in the Valley has. So Nazareth, as it always has been, is a good program, and that's why they're here playing for a championship.
Tighten up those chin straps, folks. It's going to be a good one. We'll be right back with the kickoff soon.
Has this ever happened in your home? If it has, let the Floor Wizard help.
Floor Wizard handles it all. Carpets, textures, indoor, outdoor, hardwood and parquet floors, ceramic tile, vinyl flooring. They have Stainmaster, Monsanto, Cabin Craft, and dozens of other full lines of floor covering. The Floor Wizard, Route 191 in Bangor, offers it all for home, office, or stores. Fast installation, very competitive prices. Open till 9 on Fridays. Call 588-2455. The Wizard can help you.
Some very unusual, very pleasant things happen when you choose to shop the Vinart dealerships. First, no hassles. Even when we talk price, our best price comes first. Second, if we advertise a price, we're proud to have several at that price. And third, after you buy, it's total satisfaction. At Lehigh Valley Ford, Honda, Hyundai, and Suzuki, our price will be what you want. We're different, and we advertise that we are. No games, no hassles. Shop the Vinart dealerships today and drive away satisfied.
Welder Training and Testing Institute is your one-stop welder training shop. We offer training programs to meet your personal or industrial needs. From customized to nationally accredited courses, there are over 140 occupations which use welding. Over 96% of WTTI students are placed in jobs starting at $8 to $14 an hour. Federal and state financial aid programs are available. Start your welding career today. The nation's first national certification test facility located in Allentown. Call 1-800-223-WTTI.
Serving northeastern Pennsylvania with award-winning community programming. This is Service Electric Cable TV Super 2.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by 3rd Street's Chicken and Ribs. Get fun food fast at 3rd Street's Chicken and Ribs with locations at 3rd and New Street, South Bethlehem, and their new location at Makeda Plaza, where Linden Street meets Makeda Road. Get fun food fast 7 days a week at 3rd Street's Chicken and Ribs. By the Vinart dealerships, Lehigh Valley Honda, Ford, Hyundai, and Suzuki on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile, and Lehigh Valley Acura on MacArthur Road in Whitehall. And Yakko's. For hot dogs and more, visit one of our Lehigh Valley locations near you today. Don't forget, at the end of tonight's broadcast, we will be naming a Yakko's Player of the Game. If you retain that information and call in during our 6:30 news show Tuesday night, that's the Super 2 News at 6:30, we'll ask you to call in with the name of the player of the game. You could win a free Yakko's Picnic Pack. Dan Mowdy with Mike Zambelli, all set to bring you this great Colonial League clash on a pretty warm night for November, as the Nazareth Blue Eagles are ready to take on the undefeated Catasauqua Rough Riders. Nazareth coming in with a record of 5 wins and 4 losses overall. They're 5-1 in the Colonial League. Catasauqua unblemished at 8-0 overall, 7-0 in the CL.
Well, that was Catasauqua that you saw taking the field there. It is Parents' Night here tonight. Kickoff delayed a little bit, and both teams will probably come out and maybe spend a little bit more time warming up. While we have this opportunity, let's take a look now at scores from the East Penn Conference last night. The game we did, Freedom 33, Deeroff 9. Central Catholic was a 40-6 winner over Northampton. Whitehall, congratulations to John Bedekovitz and his crew, a 13-8 winner over Phillipsburg. Easton keeps on rolling, 21-14 over Parkland in a tough game. Bethlehem Catholic 20-0 over Liberty. And Allen and Emmaus battling to a tie. Emmaus' second tie of the year.
How about those Green Hornets coming out of nowhere?
Oh, yeah. In Colonial League action this afternoon, Penargil 21, Southern Lehigh 0. Saucon Valley 17, Bangor 12, so they move a half game closer to Caddy here, and certainly you know that they have to be pulling for Nazareth win here tonight. Wilson 49, Salisbury 6, so the stage is set. Saucon Valley and Nazareth both with an opportunity. Now they both play again next week. Catasauqua, this is their last league game. They will play 2 non-league games to close out the year. So this is it for Catasauqua in league play. Even if Nazareth would win tonight, they would have to beat Wilson next week. And I believe Saucon Valley has to play Palisades next week. So they would have to win each another game to get a tie of the championship.
Mike, looking at those scores from yesterday or last night and today, I'm a little surprised at that Wilson-Salisbury score. Salisbury able to score 20 points against this Catasauqua team, the most points against this season. They led, or rather trailed that game against Caddy last week. 14-7 did Salisbury. They trailed 7-0 after one quarter, and then 14-7 at the half, of course, and managed to score 20. And unfortunately, Wilson put it to him today.
Players now going out for the coin toss. Referee Glenn Rissmiller, umpire Dick Snell, head linesman Rick Vasveri, line judge Jim Tack, back judge tonight Mark Caesar.
The home team. Who's going to call the coin toss? Call Watson here. Call it. Heads. Calls the heads. It is a tails. Catasauqua, you won the toss. Your choice. You receive. You have to kick. Put yourself the way you like to kick, please. Okay, down here, Caddy. Catasauqua won the toss. We'll receive. Gentlemen, let's shake hands again. Let's go. Let's have a good football game.
Well, there you have it. An emotional battle about to begin here at Catasauqua. We've got a beautiful situation for television here in Caddy. The lights probably some of the brightest in the valley for high school sports. And I don't know if Joe Bernard, the Nazareth head coach, was joking or not, but he said they have to be bright. That way you don't get any planes landing here from ABE. And we can see the lights from ABE Airport. Right now we'll honor the national anthem. No, that wasn't a flyby by the Air Force Thunderbirds. Some pretty good timing by a plane over ABE, I'll tell you. Last week, Nazareth had Southern Lehigh, and they really put it to Southern Lehigh, 33-14. Mark Madsen, 246 yards, 30 carries, 3 touchdowns. Chad Cramsey, who was a very important man in that backfield, 100 yards on 9 carries. Nazareth bolting for 362 yards running, only 17 yards passing. They connected on 4 of 10 passes and capitalized on 7 Spartan turnovers, Mike.
Well, Madsen has averaged 4 touchdowns a game since returning after missing 3.5, and I think you informed me that he needs 38 yards to pass 1,000 yards on the season, so we'll keep an eye out for that. And certainly if Nazareth is to be successful here tonight, he has to surpass that 1,000-yard mark easily.
Madsen, as a junior, is on target to break all of his brother's rushing records. His brother Dan graduating last year, and Dan's only record that he didn't reach was the total rushing record. He was 35 yards short. So that one's still up for grabs for the Madsen family. Back to receive, number 10, Joe Infantino, who doubles as the quarterback, and number 32, John Linton. It goes to Linton, and he bobbles it, picks it back up at the 20, and makes his way up to about the 30-yard line.
One of the things Nazareth defensively has worked on this week is tackling Linton down low. You are not going to bring the big guy down trying to tackle him up around the numbers. He just has great size. I mean, he's big enough to play tackle in this league, and you just cannot have success tackling him up high. So look for the Nazareth defensive people to be chipping at his ankles.
1st and 10. The ball on the 30. In motion is Lauer. And they pitch to Linton, trying to cut the corner on the right side, a gain of 4 yards before he's brought out of bounds by number 50, 86, 85, Ryan James.
Well, a perfect example of what I just talked about. Watch where James goes to tackle Linton, and this is what you have to do against a big guy. I mean, you can see the bulk on him right there, but watch where James goes. He goes down low and wraps up the ankle. That's a good tackle and good technique.
Mike, you talked to John's brother, Dave Linton, the assistant coach. We'll talk about that in a moment. 2nd down and 6. And they go inside to the fullback. That's Lauer. And Lauer bowls his way to the 40. And he's very close to a 1st down before being brought down by Brian Haas. Dave Linton said that John has been not getting a whole lot of sleep this week. He's been really fired up about this game.
Well, you know, no matter how many big games you play in, you know, as an athlete, you're always anxious to get the bell and the gun sounded and get in there and start hitting people. He's probably more relaxed right now than he's been all week.
Lauer picks up the 1st down. Dwayne Schultz bringing him down. And they'll mark it at about the 42.
Well, the compliment to a good backfield, and you will see Linton now, number 32, leading the way for his running mate, number 44, Lauer. They complement each other real well.
1st and 10 for the Rough Riders. Linton in motion. The pitch to Lauer. Lauer pulled by the shirt tails and brought down hard by Ben Rep. The right defensive end coming up big in the backfield.
Watch number 88 come from about the right center of your screen. He's going to get right there. He finds a little seam. Nobody picks him up offensively and just deep into the Catasauqua backfield and throws Lauer for a loss.
Looked like a rodeo out there. 2nd down and 15 for the Rough Riders.
Catasauqua lost 5 yards in that play.
Looking to pass is Infantino. He's under pressure, lets it go down the sideline, and some good defensive work. The ball in the fingertips of the intended receiver, but Chuck Barthold there to knock it down.
Boy, good pressure on Infantino in the backfield. You'll see now he's in a little trouble. No receivers open. Great secondary coverage. Number 31, Barthold, is right where he has to be. That is a pretty good throw under a lot of pressure, and Barthold is in perfect position. Barthold, by the way, is a cousin to the Heidecker family in Allentown. Jim plays for Allen High School.
And look out, here comes Lauer. Lauer motoring down the sideline, and we got a little bit of too much tackling being done. A flag thrown near the point of the tackle. Chuck Cangelosi in to make the grab. And it looks like it's going to be a personal foul against Nazareth.
Okay, let's see what we have here. Hanging on to the jersey. Now it's somewhere. Let's see what happens here. Well, and a little extracurricular. The teams are really wound up and they're tight. The official standing right there, and the call goes against Nazareth. Boy, what a big 3rd down call. You go to the draw, and when you have backs like Lauer and Linton who can break it from anywhere on the field, you can be successful with that play. Lauer almost took it the distance.
The run and the penalty puts the ball at the 28. Here comes Linton. And Linton goes nowhere. The ball loose. And Nazareth recovers. What a big play for the Blue Eagles. Eric Rice, the man to make the grab.
Well, let's take a look and see what happens. Linton's going to get a good shot in some traffic. You see good penetration again by the Nazareth defense. Linton fighting for some extra yardage, and that left hand of number 74, Dwayne Schultz, comes in there and knocks the football away, and Nazareth the first turnover of the game.
Madsen gets the ball. First play from scrimmage. We have penalty markers down on the carry. Drew Ondish making the stop. And it's holding against the Blue Eagles. Ouch.
You know, when you look at the turnaround for Nazareth on the season, you look right at their turnover ratios. In their first 5 games, they were a -9, which meant they gave it away they took it away 5 times, but gave it away 14 times. But in their last 4 games, in which they have won them all, they are a +16 and -5 for a +11, which puts them at a +2 for the season. But that giveaway, takeaway, a big thing, and they've gotten the first turnover in this game.
1st and 20. They go to the pass. Pastor completes it, and it's only going to go for a gain of 2 or 3 to number 89, Chuck Cangelosi. He's met by Lee Levine.
Well, I talked about the defensive efforts of both Linton, Lauer, Infantino, Madsen, and those kind of people. You know, you tend to look too much at them offensively. Linton really covers a lot of ground from that linebacker position. He's big and strong enough to handle the run, but yet quick enough to get out and cover a pass out to the flat like he did right there.
7:40 to play in the first quarter.
Nazareth
looking to pass
shotgun.
is Pastor, and this one is in and out of the hands of number 88, Ben Rep. Coach Bernard said he would go to the shotgun on occasion, but then again, he also said he didn't want to rely on the pass tonight.
Well, you know, he doesn't feel comfortable throwing the ball, Dan, but he's going to have to get it up there just to keep the defense honest. I really believe Pastor can get the job done for him as he does right here. I mean, that's great execution. Just one thing. Receiver didn't look it into his hands.
Who was it that said when you pass the ball, 3 things can happen and 2 are bad?
Yeah, right.
Brings up a 3rd and 15 situation. Pastor to go to the air again. Down the near sideline, well out of bounds. And it looks like the Blue Eagles will have to punt.
Well
intended
covered.
Receiver Cangelosi.
Well covered there by number 24, Mike DeLucia. And his defensive back, Mike's a senior, 5'11", 140.
Stoppage of play as Catasauqua calls timeout.
A little bit of an unusual timeout there as Catasauqua on defense and about to get the football back as it is 4th and 15. Maybe some confusion.
Talk a little bit about this Catasauqua defense. They use primarily a 53, sometimes going to a 52. Actually, there are multiple defense relying on the 52. They do a lot of stunting. The roving strong safety is Joe Stopko. He's pretty much his own man out there. Strong at linebacker position. 2 linebackers, John Linton and Lee Levine. And Coach Census says his county defense must stop Nazareth's off-tackle runs, which of course feature Mark Madsen.
That was Ed Census we were looking at there in his 13th year last year, 9-3, and they are the defending District 11 2A champs.
The deep man, Mutarelli and Neller for the Catasauqua Rough Riders. A short punt, and it sails out of bounds. They're marking it in Nazareth territory. And it's deep in Nazareth territory at about the 33.
Just an 8-yard punt with no return, and Catasauqua now, they were moving the ball and committed the turnover. They'll take over with excellent field position.
So now the Nazareth defense has its work cut out for it. Dennis Condomiti, 6 sacks for the Nazareth defenders. Ryan James with 4. Here comes Infantino, letting it fly. The home run ball is incomplete. Some good double coverage by the Nazareth secondary. Intended receiver number 81. That's Tim Cunningham. He was tag teamed by Cangelosi and Barthol.
That's a real nice job by Barthol and Cangelosi. You'll see Infantino rolling to his right again and not being able to find anybody, just kind of puts it up there and realizes the athletic ability of his receiver to come down with that. Fortunate that one wasn't picked off.
Some good camera work tonight by our staff. Jim Grell, Dennis Long, John Walson. 7:11 to go here in the first quarter. The pitch out to Linton. Linton rolling right. And looking for some room. He can't cut it upfield, though. Some good pursuit. Linton maybe picking up a yard, if that. Eric Rice, the man bringing him down. Rice, the defensive back, 6 foot, 165 pounds. He's a junior.
Real good job by the left side of the line of stringing that play out. You want to try and keep a back like Linton running east and west. When he gets going north and south, your defense is in trouble.
The play action pass. Infantino looking left. Now takes it upfield. This is where he's most dangerous. And he fakes the pitch to pick up a couple more yards. The first time Infantino has run tonight, and he does it very effectively. Chuck Barthol, the man coming up to make the stop. Short of the first down, it'll be 4th and 1.
Boy, the Nazareth secondary has really played well here early going. Nobody again open for Infantino, but he finds a crease there in the middle. Linebackers were deep in their drop, and Infantino, a great athlete, comes up close to the first down. And interesting situation here now for Catasauqua with 4th and 1.
With the tackle made on the opposite sideline, they decide to bring the chains over to give it a measure. And you can see
less than 1.
About a football length short. The Catasauqua offense, they run out of multiple sets. They'll use the eye, the split, slot, flanker, etc., according to Ed Census. The run is the primary attack. However, you can see Infantino can throw effectively by throwing selectively, in Census's words. And the team as a whole has the speed for quick strikes.
Yeah, I don't think you can be, as successful as Catasauqua has been this year, being one-dimensional. If you're one-dimensional, sooner or later somebody can overload on you. You need to keep the defenses honest, whether you're a passing or primarily passing or rushing team. You need to do the other one adequately.
6:29, 4th and short. Lauer takes the ball, and I believe he should have enough. Yes, he does. First down, Catasauqua. Dennis Condomiti making the stop.
Third first down of the night for Catasauqua, and I'll tell you, this is made on second effort. You see there's a lot of white jerseys in that backfield. That is basically a standoff right there. You see number 74, Schultz, in your screen, but the second effort of Lauer is what picks up that first down.
The Rough Riders threatening, the ball on the 22. From the eye, they go to Linton under the lane. Linton zigging and zagging, and he's upended, but not before reaching the 11 or 12-yard line. Cangelosi there to make the stop again.
Well, you're in big trouble when the big guy gets heading towards the goal line. Good job on the left side of the offensive line for Catasauqua. Opened up a nice hole.
Second down and about a yard. They spot it on the 13. Let's see what they're up to on 2nd and short. Infantino going for the first down with Lauer. And Lauer may have been stopped short. Brian Haas, the nose guard, making the stop.
Nazareth stunning defensively. Haas is able to find a little seam in there, just shoots the gap and found himself a ball carrier. Big effort there defensively by Haas.
No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and about a yard. We're seeing a pretty good mixed bag of attack here by the Catasauqua offense. Lots of plays in their book. Quick inside handoff. Lauer pulls his way forward. Should be enough for a first down. Although, I don't know. They're going to elect to bring the chains out once again. It's that close. Dennis Condomiti coming up from right tackle to make the stop.
Well, okay, again, it's stunning. You see the movement there. You're trying to get into a gap a little bit. Number 75, Condomini, comes from the right of your screen. You see him in there now, makes a good play, but not good enough as Catasauqua picks up their 4th first down of the night.
Ball at about the 11-yard line. And it looks like we have an equipment timeout. One of the Nazareth Blue Eagles needing an equipment check as they work on a chin strap of number 75, Dennis Condomiti. Coach Ed Census is in his 13th season here at Catasauqua. He teaches social studies in the high school. And he's told me earlier this week that Nazareth is playing now like I thought they would all season. They don't want to grind it out with Nazareth, and they don't want to let them control the ball and the clock. Here comes Linton now. 1st and 10, and he is pushed backwards, which is quite a feat for anybody to perform. Let's take another look.
Toss sweep to the left of the offense. You will see Linton get some pretty good blocking, but again, watch the Nazareth defensive theory. Look at him go right down low, and that's what you got to do. You got to chop the big guy down. You're not going to bring him down up high.
Matthew Still and Perry with some friends in on that stop. Less than 4 minutes to go. We're scoreless in the first quarter. Catasauqua knocking on the door here. 2nd and 8. The ball on the 10. Infantino, all kinds of problems after the play-action fake. He is wrapped up and thrown for a loss by Dennis Condomiti and Dwayne Schultz.
Like a breakdown offensively for Catasauqua. Looked like Infantino was trying to fake a toss sweep and then hand it back to somebody on an inside trap. There was no back in there. There were a lot of Blue Eagles in there, and Schultz and Condomini, nice job.
A big play for the Nazareth defense. It brings up a 3rd and 12 situation. The ball on the 14. The I formation, and it's going to be a pass here by Infantino. He's looking for receivers. He has none. He looks the other way, and he's cornered, throws the ball. It's up for grabs, and it looks like it may be intercepted. Let's wait for the call. It is Nazareth's ball on their own. Jeez, 2-yard line looks like.
The defense for Nazareth has come up big 2 times now. I'll tell you, that secondary is really playing some football here tonight. Again, Infantino is unable to find an open receiver, then he makes a bad decision here. You got to eat this one. He just tosses it up there. He had another down, and you'll see great defensive positioning. The tip drill going to come into play.
Oh, yeah, that looks like a catch.
Oh, yeah, there's your interception. What's the number on that guy if he rolls a little more? No, we didn't get it.
The Blue Eagles squash the threat, but they're on their own 2-yard line. They play it safe with Madsen pulling his way up the middle for a couple.
Well, one of the keys to that first quarter, Dan, was the fact that Nazareth did force the turnover, but then could not do anything with the football. Catasauqua has certainly had the best of all the field position here tonight, has not taken advantage, but a big series offensively for Nazareth. They still do not have a first down. They have not moved the football yet, and there would be no time like now for them to get them at least out of their own end zone.
Drew Ondish making the last stop. Joe Bernard's attack is balanced between the run and the pass, although he doesn't want to rely too much on the pass, he says. It features Dan Madsen in the I formation, the tailback. And they also have a big role to play for Chad Cramsey, the fullback. They want to see him carry 14 to 15 times up the middle to take the pressure off Madsen, as Madsen loves to go off tackle.
Well, and Madsen is going to get the ball between 20 and 30 times a game, so you're right there talking 34, 35 to 40 rushing plays a game. And it's been the Nazareth story throughout the years. That's what they try to do.
Less than 2 minutes here to play in the first quarter, a scoreless deadlock. As Nazareth looks to move the ball at least out of the red zone. It'll be 4th and 3rd, though. On the carry was Madsen, and Drew Ondish making the stop on that run.
Well, Nazareth is going to have to get a little bit better punt than they did last time. You will see here. And you know Catasauqua knows what the game plan is going to be. I mean, look at the swarming defense, and they're really hounded Madsen. I'm sure when Nazareth does get a little bit better field position, we're going to see them maybe go to a couple of short passes to try and get that rush off the rushing game.
Andrews and Neller set deep, but we've got a timeout called on the field. 53 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. And we're scoreless in the game that could very well decide the Colonial League Championship.
Is that a big one there? Friday, November 8th, 9:30. Allen and Central. Saturday night, then, we will be over to We're going over to Liberty on Saturday night, aren't we? Whitehall and Liberty. Okay, we're not going to flip that over there for you yet. We're stuck on Friday night. A lot of good action coming up, as Dan mentioned, and this is the time of year. There is our Saturday night game. Whitehall fresh off a big win over Peaburg last night, and Liberty playing good football, and we certainly enjoy doing those telecasts. Dick Ortwine always does a great job and a great influence on this Nazareth team that we're seeing play right here. For many years, the mainstay there and many district championships and league crowns.
53 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Barthold set the punt. Catasauqua will take the ball. And it's a pretty good punt. It's, oh no, that's not the scenario that Ed Census would like to have seen. Downed at the 47 by number 31, Bob Neller, as he had to backtrack. A nice punt by Barthold. And that gets Nazareth out of some hot water.
Well, and it really does. A timeout well spent there by Nazareth. You know, deep in their own territory. They did not execute in the punting formation, only an 8-yarder in the last time. But this time, Barthold does a heck of a job to get Catasauqua out as far as he possibly can. Caddy going to take over on the Nazareth 48-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Rough Riders. The offense back on the field. And here comes Linton, picking up 2 or 3 up the middle.
Barthold's punt 38 yards with no return, and boy, you can't ask for a young man to do better than that.
And that was in the face of the wind. Not a bad punt at all. That was Condomiti on the stop on Linton, and we have a Nazareth Blue Eagle down on the play.
That is Dwayne Schultz, number 74, and someone they can ill afford to lose. I talked with his dad, who was a teacher over at Freedom last night in our game with Freedom and Deeroff, and well, his son all pumped up. His brother, a great basketball player at Nazareth. Oh, and that does not look to be too good. Schultz certainly one of those big people that Nazareth is relying on here tonight.
A two-way performer, left tackle, both on offense and defense. 6'3", 240 pounds. He's a senior.
And he's made some big plays already here tonight. We have just 16 seconds to go here in the quarter.
All right, we'll take a short break here at Catasauqua High School in the game that could decide the Colonial League Championship. We are scoreless with 16 seconds to go. Nazareth at Catasauqua will be right back after this.
Hello, I'm Lori Cuck, Miss Lehigh Valley. I would like to invite you to join us November 30th for the Greater Miss Lehigh Valley Scholarship Pageant. We will crown a new Miss Lehigh Valley to represent us at the Miss Pennsylvania Pageant in June. That's November 30th at Northampton County Community College, starting at 7:30.
Come be a part of the Miss Greater Lehigh Valley Scholarship Pageant, November 30th. Tickets are only $10. To reserve your seat, call or write today.
In November, sparks are gonna fly. When you get HBO and Cinemax together, it's the perfect marriage. Oh! There'll be music, dancing, fireworks, lots of laughs, and even some partying.
Oh, God, what am I gonna wear?
Well, dress up. Or down. Buy something nice. Or just dig something up. So call now to get the best and the most. HBO and Cinemax. It's a match made in heaven.
That's good. Yeah. I like it.
Serving northeastern Pennsylvania with award-winning community programming. This is Service Electric Cable TV Super 2.
Pretty well, huh? He got up quickly. He sure did. I guess we're back. Number 74, Dwayne Schultz, able to make it off the field under his own power. Well, and we're back to action.
That is a good sign because Nazareth really needs his abilities in there up front.
5 seconds to go in the quarter, and Caddy will get a playoff. Linton going up the middle after a quick conference with Infantino. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 situation. As we take another break, the end of the first quarter sees this game scoreless. Nazareth at Catasauqua will be back with the second quarter action right after this.
Some very unusual, very pleasant things happen when you choose to shop the Vinart dealerships. First, no hassles. Even when we talk price, our best price comes first. Second, if we advertise a price, we're proud to have several at that price. And third, after you buy, it's total satisfaction. At Lehigh Valley Ford, Honda, Hyundai, and Suzuki, our price will be what you want. We're different, and we advertise that we are. No games, no hassles. Shop the Vinart dealerships today and drive away satisfied.
Let's go get Yakult. You know it's always been the best. Let's go get Yakult with quality that beats the rest. They got cheesesteaks, French fries. The famous Yakult hot dog is known worldwide. Let's go get Yakult. The secret sauce is one of a kind.
Yakult's, an Allentown tradition.
What are we doing here at ABE Car Care Center?
By getting the machine inspected. The sticker runs out tomorrow.
You always wait till the last minute.
Oh, stop your moaning. Besides, I got to get the brakes checked. It hasn't been stopping so good lately.
Stop. I wish I could get you to stop.
Get me to stop what?
Stop eating.
Don't bug me. I got enough confidence in me for the both of us.
You've got enough everything in you for the both of us.
Car Care Plus at ABE Car Care Centers.
Serving northeastern Pennsylvania with award-winning community programming, this is Service Electric Cable TV Super 2.
Well, if football's a game of inches, then Catasauqua has had the advantage here in the first half, the better field position, but nothing to show for it as we are scoreless heading into the second quarter, Mike.
Well, again, giveaway, takeaway, Dan. You know, Nazareth is a +2. They've taken it away 2 times, is not giving it away, and that's the difference, and that's why we're scoreless to this point.
Hand off to Lauer on 3rd and 5, and Lauer comes up with a first down, bringing the ball up to about the 34, where he's met by Brett LaStella.
First quarter stats, Nazareth 9 yards rushing, 4 yards passing, just 13 yards. Catasauqua 51 rushing, no yards passing, total 51 yards. But the important thing for Nazareth, it's still 0-0 on the scoreboard thanks to those 2 turnovers.
And the Roughies just picked up their 5th first down of the night. 1st and 10 from the 35. They go to Linton. Linton breaks free on the left side. This could be 6 points, 1 man to beat. And he's knocked out of bounds just short of the pylon by, I believe, number 22, Eric Rice. What an incredible, explosive run by Linton.
Well, explosive is the right word. You're going to see Catasauqua does a great job on the left side. Watch there. There's a nice kick out by Lauer. That's the tight end getting a good block on the inside there, number 81. And right here with Linton's speed, Nazareth fortunate to catch him and knock him out at the 1 yard line. But once he got north and south, as I talked about, next unstoppable.
The pressure is on. 1st and goal from the 1, and Linton puts it in the end zone for a Catasauqua touchdown.
81 for Catasauqua, and getting that nice block on the end was Tim Cunningham.
We'll take another look after the extra point attempt as Catasauqua first to get on the board here in the early stages of the second quarter.
Linton's 15th touchdown of the year.
What was that?
15th touchdown of the year.
Wow. The kick is up, and it's good. Joe Infantino, the do-all kind of guy for the Rough Rider team, makes it a 7-0 lead for the Rough Riders.
Well, nothing fancy here. When Caddy or Nazareth get there, you see Lauer leading the way, rely on the line, and Linton, when he gets down that low, there is not low enough to get to keep him out of the end zone. Caddy on top first. 11-10 remaining in the second quarter, a 5-play drive, all of them on the ground, covering 47 yards. Linton taking it in from 1 after he set it up with the big effort around left side. Infantino, that 34-yard run set up the 1-yard run. Infantino the extra point. Caddy on top, 7-0. So they've really had the best of the field position. Let's see now what Nazareth does. If they can get the football out where they can maybe have a few more options, maybe we can see them loosen up a little bit offensively. They have not had good field position at all here tonight.
Well, the guy who made the touchdown-saving tackle on Linton's second to last run, Rice, is one of the deep men with Madsen, and it'll be Rice picking the ball up at the 15. And Rice makes his way up to the 35 before he's finally brought down by number 66, Paul Speck.
Boy, easy to see from up here, but Rice had a seam to his right. He tried to go to his left, 20-yard return, and Nazareth, as expected, does have good field position, and now we will see what they try to do offensively.
There's nothing Joe Bernard would like to do than to extend a drive and give his defense a break. They've been on the field most of the first quarter.
Yeah, that's real critical. And again, Nazareth with the grinded-out kind of offense, as you might imagine, not a real good come-from-behind type of team.
Madsen dives left and may have picked up a yard or two. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Nazareth Blue Eagles. Ryan Williams there to make the stop from the nose guard position.
Last year's game between these two clubs was a real defensive battle, also won 13-0 by Nazareth, and then kept them undefeated at the time. Then they were upset by Wilson the last game of the year, which caused them to share the championship. But what a defensive struggle we had also last year.
Shotgun from their own 37, and that's trouble. A high snap and a bobbled handoff. And it was Chad Cramsey lucky to fall on that one in time.
Well, it really was. Pastor tries to make something out of the play and barely gets it down in time. You could see the timing clearly thrown off on the play. Nazareth fortunate to be able to come up with a fumble recovery.
Brings up a 3rd and long situation, 3rd and 9 from their own 38. Shotgun formation again. Back split. Each side of Pastor. Pastor lets it go. It's tipped up and incomplete. Big John Linton there with the sure hands to make the tip. That one falling incomplete.
Well, you can talk about offense all you want about the big guy, and also I'll say the same thing about Madsen. But defense is where these guys really can control the football game. Boy, I'll tell you, Linton almost comes up with one there, and if he does, there's nobody going to catch him into the end zone. You know, I was impressed with him defensively from day one as a freshman when he was starting inside linebacker in this league.
3 downs and a punt. Here comes the pressure. And the punt gets away. Another beauty by Barthold. He gets some hang time on this one, and it's fairly caught by number 30, Jason Mutarelli, at the 32.
Well, pressure now squarely on the shoulders of the defense. As you see, Ed Census, 13th year here at Catasauqua, highly successful, defending District 11 2A champs. Nazareth now has had 3 possessions. They've run 9 plays, 14 yards. They have no first downs.
Catasauqua on yet another drive. This one will start from their own 33. Inside it's a fake handoff, and here comes Infantino. Lots of room to go. And he stays in bounds, nobody to beat. The 20, the 15, the 10, he's gone. Joe Infantino. Coming into the game, he's run for 294 yards and has thrown for 624. 4 touchdowns running, 4 touchdowns passing. This guy can do it all, even kick off. Oh, and did I mention he punts as well? And he's back out there to put this extra point through. Catasauqua looking to make this an early runaway. They lead 14-0 with 9:17 to go here in the first half.
Well, clearly, Caddy is no one-horse team. The play fake is what sets it up. Watch Linton carry it out. That draws the play inside. Watch the block by Jason Mutarelli on the outside. Number 30, right there, was able to get in the way of Madsen and force his angle more to the inside. And Infantino then, using his speed, tiptoes down the sidelines and into the end zone for 6 points. Extra point tacked on by Infantino increases the Caddy lead to 14-0. 67-yard touchdown run by Infantino.
67. The deep men for Nazareth are Rice and Madsen. Here comes the boot by Infantino, a squibber, and Madsen picks it up at his own 15, flies up the middle, and he follows the wall all the way to about the 36-yard line. Lauer there to make the stop for Catasauqua.
Infantino has thrown 4 touchdown passes on the year and run for another 4. That now gives him 5 on the season.
The Blue Eagles need to do more than 3 downs and a punt. They'll start from their own 36, and it's the fullback this time making the carry, Chad Cramsey, who came into the game averaging 7.7 yards a carry, picking up some 3 yards on that play. Stopped by Jason Martineau.
Infantino now catching a breather on the sidelines. Given an award before tonight's game on Parents' Night for the most courageous senior on the Catasauqua football team.
2nd and 7. It's going to be a pass or passer. He lobs it in, and the ground causes that one to be an incompletion. James Ryan, the intended receiver.
Well, those plays are going to have to start to click for Nazareth now. I talked about when you rely on that run, you're not going to be a real good come-from-behind kind of a team. Nazareth is going to have to get some kind of production through the air, or they are in big trouble here tonight.
3rd and 7 from their own 39. Here come the Blue Eagles from the I, and passer drops back again. Rolling left, lets it air out. It's tipped by an up man and almost intercepted. Number 76 getting his paws on the ball in midair. That's Dave Batts, appropriately named.
Credit there to the Catasauqua secondary. You will see Pastor will have ample time. Sets, looks. I mean, this is plenty of time for a quarterback. Now buys a little bit more time, and then the defensive line comes up with a tip. But you really have to give that one, you got to give a lot of credit to the Caddy secondary.
Mutarelli and Neller, the deep men. Another booming kick. This one is caught, a fair catch on the sideline by Mutarelli. And Catasauqua will start out, looks like at about their own 34.
Coach Census again with Infantino now. Again, Nazareth still without a first down in this first half, and that's something that is not good for them. A 28-yard punt with no return. 7:58 to play yet in the half. Caddy on top, 14-0.
Here come the Rough Riders. Backs are split. And they go to Linton. One man to beat to the outside, but bringing him down is Madsen as the 2 big backs meet head on. Madsen a little slow getting up.
Well, one of the dangers when you go down to try and make a tackle down low, especially against a back like Linton, I mean, he's just a force. When them feet are kicking, and I think Madsen might have caught, the heel or the toe somewhere up around his shoulder pads there, and, that can be just as painful. That is a heck of an effort by a great athlete, number 44, Madsen, defensively.
My spotter, Dale Bortz, believes that Madsen may have caught one underneath the face mask in the neck area. There's the fake by Infantino. That play has gone nowhere twice now. I think they'll erase it for this night. The Blue Eagles all over Infantino. Brian Siegfried leading the charge from linebacker, along with Dennis Condomiti from the right tackle spot.
Yeah, a couple of people in here. And again, you're right. This is the same play. They try to fake the toss sweep. You see Linton running it out. When Infantino turns around to a wall of white jerseys. Well, maybe before the night's over, we'll get to see the finish of that play. Really looks like Infantino is trying to just run the ball himself after that fake on the toss sweep to Linton.
They've got trips right. Single back is in motion. That's Lauer. Infantino dropping back on 3rd and 12. He dumps it short, and it's incomplete. Coming back to make the reception, the intended receiver, Tim Cunningham.
Catasauqua spreading everything out and trying to get a screen to Tim Cunningham. You will see here good pressure by the line, forces Infantino to throw the pass errantly. This will be the first Roughies punt of the night.
And the Nazareth defense getting the job done quickly on this drive.
That, by the way, is the brother of John Linton, Dave Linton, a very athletic family. Sister might be the best athlete out of all of them.
Some big pressure on Infantino. Rice and Madsen back. Rice fakes the fair catch, but the ball gets a caddy roll. And they'll down it at the Nazareth 37-yard line.
Well, the Nazareth defense comes up with a big series there to force Caddy to punt the first time. 32-yard punt with no return, but the Nazareth offense now needs to get something going. I really think, Dan, they have to start, getting Madsen out there on the sides, up the middle, and, even if it's screens or draws or whatever, but they got to start moving the football. They cannot continue to go 3 and out.
Madsen on the left, Cramsey on the right. Second man through is Cramsey. Hurdles a couple of defenders and makes his way up for about a 4-yard gain before met by Joe Stopko.
Good thing to do running the football when a team really overplays you maybe one way. The way Caddy is really keying on Madsen is to go with counters and misdirections. This time, Pastor opened up towards Madsen, but then gave the ball to the weak side of the field and really caught the defense maybe a little bit off guard. Picked up 5 yards on that play.
Not a bad run, and Cramsey is in there both to pick up yardage and to give Madsen a break every now and then. Madsen goes off left tackle and picks up a couple more, maybe a yard. Let's call it 3rd and 7. Brian Williams there to make the stop. 3rd and 3, correction on that. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Catasauqua has had the best of this second quarter, putting 14 on the board, and that's the score, 14-0. Ramsey is caught by the ankles by number 51, Ondish. No gain on the play. Maybe a yard. 4th and 2, we'll call it.
Drew Ondish, one of the two-way performers. A right tackle defensively, right tackle offensively. Real nice job here. This was the play that was so successful, on first down, but not this time for Nazareth.
Those 3rd down conversions just haven't been coming for the Blue Eagles. Matter of fact, Mike, I don't think they have one.
Madsen now 4 carries for just 8 yards on the night.
Forced to punt once again, the ball at their own 46. And it's a fake punt. Here comes Cramsey, and he is hammered behind the line of scrimmage. The Catasauqua Rough Riders will take over on the Nazareth 44. That was Paul Speck, the linebacker, putting the hit on Cramsey.
Well, you really got to give credit to the coaching staff for Catasauqua to be aware for something like this. You can see they snapped it to Madsen, and then Madsen handed it off to number 34. Cramsey trying to go to the left side, but you could clearly see the Catasauqua front line just all stayed at home and were ready for the fake.
3:51 to work with. Infantino wants to go for it all. He airs it out. He's got a man wide open. Jason Monterelli at the 5. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Catasauqua. Boy, can these Rough Riders run it up in a hurry. I think the most prophetic quote by Census was that we have the speed for the quick strike, and we have seen 2 of them here back-to-back in the second quarter. Catasauqua looking to make it a 21-0 ball game.
Well, and actually the 3rd one was set up by a 34-yard John Linton run, just forced out of bounds at the 1. You see Monterelli there. What a great effort.
Infantino, the passer on the play, gets it low but high enough to make it a 21-0 game.
Let's take a look. They will clear the zone and they will run then Monterelli underneath. You will see they run a deep pattern, and look at how wide open Monterelli is right there, because Caddy did a nice job of running a deep pattern and clearing that out. Look at there's the first Nazareth defender, and Monterelli makes a nice move to cut it back inside. You see number 31, Neller, was the young man who ran the deep pattern there to clear the zone out. One play, 45 yards, 3:34 remaining in the first half. Infantino to Monterelli covering 45 yards, the extra point again good. Catasauqua now trying to run away with it.
I think the nightmare here for any Nazareth fan is that Catasauqua might get the ball back in this first half. Here comes Madsen now trying to make sure that doesn't happen as he crosses the 30-yard line, bringing the ball up to about the 32.
Well, you know, and don't look for Nazareth to go away here in that situation. I think it's real important here that they don't fold up to 10. I mean, they are down 3 scores. They are not a quick strike offense, but they are a good football team, and they need to do what they do best. We will see now how they act offensively, whether they panic and just start tossing bombs, or whether they stay with their game plan.
Take a look at the line play and see who's winning the war of the trenches. That could have a lot to do with what the score is right now. Here comes Madsen trying to go off right tackle, and he brings it up to about the 37 before he's met by Joe Stofko, the roving defensive back at strong safety.
Well, what you do defensively when you have a back to Madsen, the character or the quality of a Madsen, is you put a guy on him and you mirror him. You play him one-on-one. A lot of teams like to try and do that. Now, whether Caddy is doing that here tonight, we do not know, but certainly it has been the Rough Riders' night as they are up 21-0.
Second down and 3. Madsen gets spun around and brought down, and still managed to pick up a yard somehow. Third down and 2. Stofko coming up to make the hit. Mark Madsen, almost said Dan there. His brother graduated last year. Mark is a junior, has 17 touchdowns coming into tonight's game, 962 yards. He's probably over 1,000 right now for the season. And that's all after missing 3.5 games due to an injury. We've got penalty markers down on this play, and it looks like it's going against the Blue Eagles. And a golden opportunity of 3rd and 2 is squandered. They'll bring it back 5. Madsen had just 240 yards last year as his brother Dan got the bulk of the ball carrying work. And as we mentioned before, next year he's on target to break brother Dan's school records and the Nazareth High School rushing record, which Dan fell short on just by 35 yards.
Well, if not for the 2 turnovers committed by Catasauqua, they have played next to a perfect half. They have not been penalized. They've just, the only mistakes have been those 2 turnovers. Now, there's a big first down for
Nazareth. Big play. Chuck Barthold making the reception. Bob Neller there to make the stop. And Nazareth just needed to get the monkey off their back to get that first down. They now call timeout with 1:33 to go.
Well, and I really think Nazareth is capable of these kind of plays offensively. You see Catasauqua in a little bit of a prevent here, but playing it kind of tough. You see, they run the defender off, and then Barthold just curls underneath, and a good throw and catch between Pastor and Barthold. They pick up 12 yards, and the first down for Nazareth here in the football game.
So not only had Nazareth not had a 3rd down conversion, they didn't have a first down yet. This is the first of the game for that team, and that's something that you'll hear about, or they'll hear about in the locker room come halftime. 1:33 to go here in the first half. Catasauqua leading 21-0.
Well, Nazareth trying to regroup here a little bit, and again, still certainly not out of the football game. They have.
Nope, I'm not going to write them off at halftime.
No way. There's 1:33 here to play, and certainly the play that I'm sure Coach Bernard is thinking about is, going on it on that 4th down, and maybe not necessarily going on it, but to play, and it just backfired on him. And Catasauqua, like good football teams will, they take advantage of opportunities like that and hit for a quick strike here in that first half. But Nazareth needs to just try and get a little bit better mix of pass and run, and they could certainly get back into this football game. The defense certainly is going to have to give the offense enough opportunities.
And that last play has certainly got to be a confidence builder for Pastor and his offense. He lets this one fly to the sideline. He's got a man. A heck of an attempt and a catch by Cangelosi. An incredible reception. Cangelosi must have pulled that one in near the fence and still had his toes in bounds.
Yeah, this one is really thrown way away, and Pastor does the smart thing. I mean, you throw it where only your guy can get it, and this is just, look at him drag those feet. That's a great effort by Cangelosi.
So not only can they connect on a 3rd and long, they can connect on a first down play to get their second first down of the evening.
Well, certainly, and you got to be thinking here for Nazareth, if they can move into range for topping to even convert on 3 points, any kind of score here would be big.
Look out, here comes Cramsey, breaks free and pulls through for another Nazareth first down. That little extra effort at the end was what did it for them. And he brings the ball all the way up to the Catasauqua 28.
Well, you see Cramsey here now, some good inside, and look at what all of a sudden the pass has done to open up the inside. You need to have that complement from one to the other.
Nazareth mixing it up well now as they try to regroup and get the play all set up properly. From the shotgun, Pastor fakes the handoff and takes it in himself. Look at him go. And he gets hammered on the sideline, manages to get out of bounds and pick up a couple of yards before he's gang tackled by two defenders, Jason Andrews and Lee Levine.
I'll tell you, I just earned a whole lot of respect for Pastor. You know, he knew where he was going on that play. He knew the play was his number, and he was going to the left. And he knew Matson was lined up on the right side, and he would not call that play till he got Matson into position because Matson needed to be over there to block for him. Now you will see it all in action here. And this is just real good execution. Pastor, a nice job, and Matson does get a good block there on the end there.
He figured he owed him at least that. And Nazareth calls timeout with 52 seconds to go here in the first half. A big opportunity as they look to break onto the scoreboard. Catasauqua leads this one 21-zip. The ball on the Catasauqua 26. It'll be 2nd and 8 when play resumes.
Well, and certainly a score here will be big time for Nazareth, you know, not only to get, you know, closer score-wise, as you see they're down 3 scores, but when you can go in at halftime and say, hey, you know, we can move the ball, we can score. There's a long way to go in this football game.
Cramsey, the deep man, and he brings it up for a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and about 6, stopped by Dave Batts from defensive end.
Well, from what I saw starting the game, you know, in warm-ups, they are in Topping's range. You know, if they don't come up with a first down here, look for Topping to maybe come in and attempt a field goal.
Topping, before the team went back to the locker room, hit a 40-yarder. Here comes Pastor again, and he breaks free, diving across. And I believe that little extra effort at the end will give Nazareth another first down. Yes, it is.
Good execution by Pastor. He fakes a draw or fakes a handoff to Cramsey and then just tries to go a little bit outside. Got a good block on the end.
No huddle offense. That was Lee Levine on the last tackle. They throw it into the ground, and we've got a flag down. Apparently, there was no receiver in front of Pastor.
Wait a minute. You know what? I watched them do this in the NFL all the time. Now they're going to call this intentional grounding.
Tough to see.
Obviously.
Intentional grounding on the offense. Lost it down. 2 to 5 yards.
Obviously, Dan, not the same rule that you see in the NFL every Sunday, which, you know, there are rule differentials. And, you know, obviously, Pastor feeling he did something okay there did not. But, I mean, you see that done every day in the NFL.
2nd and long, Pastor sideline. It's complete. Number 89, Cangelosi making the catch. And time is going to run out on the Blue Eagles. Oh, my. So Nazareth, with their best opportunity as they put it deep in the Catasauqua end, comes up empty. They trail 21-0. We'll be right back with the halftime festivities with Bill Bickle right after this.
Has this ever